Good morning again to all of you. We're ready to begin our commencement ceremony, so please silence your electronic devices, and if you are able, please stand for our processional.
Good morning, welcome. This promises to be a glorious day, and as is our tradition, we'll begin today with an invocation led by Professor of Law Sarah Gerwig.
Let us pray. Oh God, let us pause today to take in the joy of this momentous day. Let us come together in gratitude. Let us come together in humility. Let us come together in celebration. And may the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen.
Please be seated. On behalf of our more than 90,000 living graduates, 9,000 students, 1,500 members of our faculty and staff, as well as the trustees of the university, it's my privilege to welcome you to commencement for Mercer University's Walter F. George School of Law. Established in 1873, our School of Law is one of the first in the South and indeed the United States. Over its 150-year history, the School of Law has produced thousands of great lawyers and leaders, an Attorney General of the United States, 4 United States senators, 12 governors, dozens of members of the House of Representatives, and scores of state and federal judges. The tradition of preparing great lawyers and leaders continues today. The Chief Justice of the Georgia Supreme Court is a Mercer graduate, as are 2 of the presiding judges of the Georgia Court of Appeals. The House Majority Leader in the Georgia General Assembly is a Mercer Law graduate, as is the President Pro Tem of the Georgia Senate and the immediate past Governor of Georgia. The President of the State Bar is a Mercer Law graduate. I could go on and on, but you can see the point. The law school has a proud past, present, and a proud future as well. We very much look forward to following the careers of the outstanding members of the Mercer University School of Law class of 2023. We know that graduation is a defining event in the life of each student who's graduating today. Each of these students has crossed new thresholds of understanding and experienced, explored new intellectual terrain, and envisioned new prospects for their lives and careers. This event is also a tribute to all of you who have family and friends graduating today. Your resolve, your patience, your encouragement have enabled them to make this journey. So in addition to their gratitude, I want to convey the university's gratitude to each of you. I would also remind us that the profession of law is a high calling. It requires that we combine the abilities of mind with the habits of character. This high calling warrants our respect and yours. Let graduation hearten us to the values of reason, to act with principles of judgment and respect, and to relate to one another with compassion and integrity. The School of Law is led by Dean Karen Snedden. Karen, would you bring greetings on behalf of the law school?
Welcome to the Mercer University School of Law Commencement for the class of 2023. Graduates, today is the culmination of an achievement that has been not just months in the making, but years in the making. Although your path to this moment may not have progressed exactly as you had imagined, you have shown dedication and resilience to gain the knowledge, skills, and values necessary to become a member of the legal profession. During your time as terrific Mercer Law students, you have contributed to our law school's 150-year history. Your experiences will inform your path forward as you become part of our legacy of contributing to the legal profession as you become impactful Mercer lawyers. As an initial matter, I'd like to recognize those who share the stage with me today, and please hold your applause until I introduce all of them. To your left, we have Student Bar Association President Catherine Louise Toomey, Professor of Law Sarah Gerwig, who offered our invocation and who will offer our benediction, Law School Assistant Dean of Students Jeannie Zipperer, and to your right, Mercer University President Bill Underwood, our commencement speaker, Deputy Director Kamika Daniel, whom I'll be more formally introducing in a few moments, and Mercer University Provost Scott Davis. Please join me in thanking our program participants. Although today is a day for the graduates, it is also a day to recognize all who have supported their journey. I'd like to ask the loved ones of our graduates to stand, so all those family members and friends in the audience, please stand. We would like the opportunity to recognize you and all that you have done to support the graduates. No, so I really mean it. Up on your feet, loved ones, so that we can applaud you. I like those who are waving to their loved ones, just embarrassing them one more time. Appreciate it, I do. Your loved ones have heard the absolute joy that you've experienced during these 3 years and a little bit of that frustration along the way as you've learned new vocabulary, grappled with new concepts, read countless pages of texts, and taken 6 semesters of final exams. So we all appreciate you. In addition to those on the stage and in the audience who have encouraged you to pursue your dreams and provided continuing support and guidance, I'll ask the Mercer Law School staff and faculty who have encouraged you to stand up so that we can give our thanks to them. So law school staff and faculty, please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. Their wise counsel and dedicated teaching have guided your professional development both in and out of the classroom. Now, to continue with our celebration, I am delighted to have the opportunity to introduce our commencement speaker. Tamika Daniel is a dedicated Mercer Bear and a committed member of the legal profession who cares for clients, colleagues, and the community. And she truly is an example of what it means to be a Mercer lawyer. Tamika Daniel decided that her path was going to lead to the legal profession when she was just 9 years old. She graduated from Mercer Law in 2002, and during her time here, she found what would be her calling. She became an intern at Georgia Legal Services, and she found that was her place to make a difference. Upon graduation, she built her career at Georgia Legal Services, and she is now their deputy director. You have her full biography in your commencement program, and I want to highlight just a few things from that biography and also share with you why she's our commencement speaker today. You'll see a list of awards, accomplishments, and recognitions, and what I want to point out to you is there is a common theme. Consistently, Deputy Director Daniel is recognized for her leadership, her dedication to helping others, her willingness to serve as a mentor, and her commitment to justice. That leadership, dedication, mentorship, and commitment is exactly the reason why the 3L Concerns Committee shared with me just one name to serve as commencement speaker today. And what they did is they added another criteria. What they wanted is they wanted a person who had been with them from their very beginning to this moment. They wanted someone who inspired them to take the steps to come to law school and continue on all of the ups and downs along the way. Director Daniel serves as an adjunct professor at the law school. She's a frequent guest speaker in many courses. She works with our student organizations, and she is a panelist at admissions events. In fact, many of the members of the class of 2023 recall meeting Director Daniel when she spoke at a law school admissions event. She spoke about her path to Mercer Law, her experiences as a law student, and her work at Georgia Legal Services. As one member of the graduating class stated, "I came to Mercer because of Tamika Daniel." Tamika Daniel was interviewed for the book Inside the Legal Profession, Conversations with Leaders of the Georgia Bench and Bar. This book was edited by our own Professor Pat Longan, who's the William Augustus Boodle Chair in Ethics and Professionalism in the Practice of Law. I want to share a quote with you, not from what Director Daniels said, but I want to serve and share a quote with you from the introduction of that interview, because I really do think it sums up what Director Daniel is about. This was written by a Mercer alum, Amber Jones, and here is how Amber Jones described her. Her heart is to serve others. That's clear, infectious, and long-standing. Throughout our time as mentor and mentee, Tamika Daniel has continued to set law students, young lawyers, colleagues, and her clients up for success, professionally, spiritually, and emotionally. Tamika Daniel's honors and awards are numerous, but her commitment to people is powerful. Please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker, Tamika Daniel, to the podium.
Good morning. We can do better than that. Good morning. President Underwood, Dean Snedden, faculty, staff, students, and your family that support you. Thank you for having me here today. To my own family, my husband Will, my daughter Carrington, my mother Pat, thank you for allowing me to be who I am and for always supporting me no matter what. So picture it, Macon, Georgia, August 1997. Okay, I just had to get that out of the way because it's something I've always wanted to do, and many of you may not get the reference, but I was a huge fan of the Golden Girls, and I couldn't let this opportunity pass me by. Now, I will let you in on a little secret. In my own mind, I'm really funny. So if you laugh a little bit at the appropriate points, we'll get through this together just fine. There you go, you got it already, you passed. But in all seriousness, when I received the call from Dean Snedden asking me to serve as this year's commencement speaker, I had to look at my phone several times because I thought, surely this is a prank. Had she called the wrong person? Are you sure this is really who you meant to call? And after confirming with me several times that she indeed had called the right person, the conversation went on, but honestly, most of it was a blur. I remember mumbling that I would be honored as my heart rate rapidly increased and my palms became sweaty. I sat at my desk, truly in disbelief. I kept asking myself, why me? But in my waiting and praying, I heard God say, why not you? As I continued to wrestle with God regarding this decision and what I would say of interest to you, He kept sending me signs via social media, through my pastor's sermons at church, and through random conversations with friends and sometimes complete strangers. One of those signs was a quote that I saw on Instagram where Gloria Steinem said, "The final stage of healing is using what happened to you to help other people." And just this week, I had a total stranger tell me that I better walk in this room like God sent me, and so that's what I did. If you had asked me 21 years ago when I graduated from Mercer Law School if I could ever see myself in this position, standing here before you today as your commencement speaker, I would have replied, absolutely not. But here I am, finally ready to tell my story, finally ready to complete my own healing. I entered Mercer Law School in 1997, woefully unprepared for the journey that I was about to embark upon. I had done no research on law school. I had no idea what the Socratic method was. We had no attorneys in my family, and I really didn't have any attorneys in my circle. But I knew I wanted to be a lawyer since the age of 9 years old. At 9, I proudly told my family that I wanted to be Claire Huxtable, minus all those kids, of course. I figured, how hard could law school be? I mean, I graduated from Clark Atlanta University with top honors. I'm smart. I really haven't had to put in much effort to do well in school. I got this, right? Man, was I ever wrong. I had no idea what I was about to plunge into the most difficult time of my life. I quickly realized that most everyone around me had graduated with top honors, many not really having to put forth much effort to do so. Everybody was smart, but I was drowning. I couldn't grasp the concept of seeing both sides of an argument because it had always been, it's my way or the highway, right, honey? So I began to question whether I had made the right decision. Am I really supposed to be in law school? Am I enough? I continued to go to class, afraid to open my mouth for fear that my classmates would figure out that I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I received my grades at the end of my first year, and I was devastated. I received a letter from the dean's office that said I had failed to maintain the necessary GPA to remain a student at Mercer Law School, and that if I wanted to continue the program, I would be forced to sit out for one entire year and then complete my first year of law school all over again. I felt completely devastated. I had made up in my mind that I was not going through this type of humiliation. I was done. I was told by someone on staff that maybe the law just wasn't for me, that I should probably pick a new career field. How could this be the end of my story? How could the dream of becoming an attorney that I set for my 9-year-old self just wither and die? Understand that I had never failed at anything that I had attempted up to this point in life. Well, thank God I had a tremendous village of people praying for me, supporting me, cheering me on. My mother, who is here today, stand, Mommy, she was my biggest cheerleader. My mother said, "You will become an attorney. You will sit this year out and become better, become prepared, and go back into that law school and show them what you are made of." And I did just that. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy. I took that year off, and I worked full-time in a small law firm here in Macon. Now, I could have allowed my failure to define who I was, but I chose a different path. I learned more in that year than you ever could imagine. I finally understood how the black-letter law applied to real-life problems. Having observed court several times, I now understood why the professors ran their classrooms the way they do. As a practicing attorney, you all will appreciate Professor Longan locking his classroom door at the start of class, because that lesson will help you become prepared when you are in court and you have your case called. Because the reality is, in some courts, if you're not present when your case is called, the case will be dismissed. So thank you, Professor Longan, for setting that example of professionalism for everyone. I became more determined than ever to show that person that said I didn't belong here, that not only did I belong, but I was made for this. So I fought. I fought for myself, for my family, for my village. I fought. I returned to Mercer Law School, and I was laser-focused and determined. I repeated my first year of law school. I made it through, but it was hard. Seeing the students from the class that I had started with preparing for graduation as I was ending my 1L year again, it was humbling. And it was expensive because I had to pay for my 1L year again, taking out more student loans, going deeper into debt, but I made it through. And after successfully getting through that first year again and realizing that I finally had my feet under me, I began to live and grow at Mercer. I was active in student organizations, serving as the vice president and the president for our award-winning Black Law Students Association, student ambassador for Mercer Law School, and even volunteering as a recruiter for Mercer Law, all while working at the Boys and Girls Club of Central Georgia and participating in internships that ultimately led to my current employment with the Georgia Legal Services Program. Being inspired by the likes of Professor Tony Baldwin telling me that I could make it, that was the encouragement that I needed to keep going. He was truly a lifeline for me when I needed him the most, and I still keep in touch with him to this day. In fact, when I received an award from Mercer Law School a few months ago, my father had the opportunity to finally meet Professor Baldwin, and he took that opportunity to thank him for what he meant to me during my time as a student at Mercer Law School. That was a full circle moment for me. I went on to graduate with the class of 2002, passing the bar exam on my first attempt. I've gone on to receive numerous awards from Mercer Law, different bar associations, and the State Bar of Georgia. Thank God I don't look like what I've been through. And remember that debt that I was getting deeper into, having to repeat my first year of law school again? Well, I was fortunate enough to have my student loans forgiven through the public interest loan forgiveness program. So it wasn't so bad as I thought it would be. Everything that I thought I had lost had all been restored to me. And my story is not over yet. This journey wasn't easy, but man, was it worth it. Going through my struggle brought me closer to God, helped me realize that I am absolutely stronger than I ever thought I was, and it helped me rededicate myself to Mercer Law School. I promised God that if He helped me get through this law school process, that I would dedicate my career to giving back to this wonderful institution, but more importantly, the students who came behind me. And that is exactly what I have done. I've received numerous invitations to come back and speak to students at Mercer, and I never take those invitations for granted. They could ask any of our illustrious alums to return to campus to pour into the student body, but they consistently chose me. I stand before you today as someone who overcame a tremendous obstacle of defeat, humiliation, and shame. I stand before you today as someone who now walks in respect, honor, and elevation. As you go through trials in your life, and unfortunately we all do, the blessing is in how you go through. You can choose to blame the world and be defeated and angry at everyone, or you can choose to count it all joy and understand the lesson that comes through adversity. You have fought hard to get where you are today. You should applaud yourselves because it wasn't easy. The nights and weekends that you gave up these past 3 years to achieve this goal today is nothing short of amazing. Be proud of the fact that you are one of the few who made it through. But it doesn't stop here. Now you must prepare yourself for the fight of your life, the bar exam. I was with a few of you just earlier this week, and I told you not to think about the bar exam right now. Just enjoy this season of graduation and live in the moment. And I meant that. Dr. Seuss said, "Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." But I know it's on everyone's mind. Gear yourself up for this fight. Set yourself in a position to succeed. Approach this season with reverence and preparation. Know that you can do this. You are enough. Dedicate this summer to do whatever it takes to get to the next level, which is attorney or esquire for some of you. Many of you have worked so hard for this, and you deserve this moment in time. But whatever you do when you leave this institution, don't forget about the ones who are coming behind you. Don't forget about the many people who poured into you over these past 3 years, encouraging you, supporting you, cheering you on. Remember, you did not get here by yourself. Sometimes you have to go through a storm, not for your own benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. I firmly believe that had it not been for my failure, my entire life would have gone down a totally different path. My struggle has allowed me to empathize with other law students that I've been able to come in contact with and share words of wisdom with those students and encouragement that they too will make it through the process. Sometimes you need the reassurance of someone who hasn't had a perfect life to tell you that it's going to be okay. It's really hard to understand struggle if you have never been through it yourself. So I tell you, I wouldn't take anything from my journey, and if I had to do it all over again, I would, because I know for a fact that I have been able to be a lifeline to so many students over these past 21 years, and that has been one of my biggest accomplishments. Don't allow your failures to define you. You are greater than your circumstances. Learn to appreciate where you are in your journey, even if it's not where you want to be, because every season has a purpose in your life. As you enter this great legal profession, you will at times feel overwhelmed, unprepared, and ill-equipped to handle the task that's been placed upon you. But I want you to know that you are enough. You belong here. You have earned your spot. And now you must prepare to work harder than you ever have in your life, to prove yourself, to show your employer that they made the right decision by hiring you. And if you haven't secured employment yet, don't stress. Georgia Legal Services Program has positions available throughout the state of Georgia. Sorry, had to get that shameless plug in before I sit down. Please know that you are not just representing yourself. You represent your family, your community, and Mercer Law School. You have now entered into the world where the title Mercer Law Graduate will get you noticed, will get you invited to interview, will get you a seat at the table. Don't take that honor lightly. You stand on the shoulders of many great alums who fought hard for the honor and recognition that comes from being a graduate of the Mercer Law School. So stand with pride in knowing that you have entered a family that will look out for you, that will hire you, that will mentor you, and encourage you throughout your journey. My only request to you is that you give back to those who come behind you, knowing that you did not make it through alone. Remember, you're never too big for a mentor or to be a mentor. As you travel along this journey, ask others who speaks into your life and be able to answer that same question for yourself. As you go through life, please understand that a closed door is not always punishment, but it might just be preparation for something greater. So what, you didn't get that job that you thought was perfect for you? Maybe, just maybe, you're being prepared for something greater. Stop downplaying who you are. You really are a big deal, and you're destined for greatness. I am a firm believer that I continue to receive blessings so that I can be a blessing to those around me. Look for opportunities to pay it forward. Some of the biggest rewards of my life have come when I'm helping those around me. This is why I have dedicated my career to a life of public service. As I close, I am reminded of Oprah Winfrey, who said, "Follow your passion, it will lead to your purpose." I have lived my life following this model, and I can truly say that I have no regrets. My prayer for you this day is that you live a life full of purpose and that you find true happiness in all that you do. Class of 2023, I salute you.
Tamika, thank you for sharing a really inspiring story of persistence and determination and calling as well. Thank you. Jenny Zipper will now present the student awards.
Good morning, class of 2023. Today we have so much to celebrate and look forward to, and I'm honored to be here with you. The class of 2023 has a unique legacy. You started law school during a global pandemic. You overcame obstacles and challenges we couldn't conceive of before 2020. It takes resilience, grit, and bravery to be where you are today. I couldn't be prouder of a group of law students. On behalf of Dean Snedden, Associate Dean Pam Wilkins, and the faculty and staff of Mercer University School of Law, it is a pleasure to present several honors to members of the class of 2023. 10 members of this year's graduating class have been selected for membership into the Order of Barristers, a national honor organization that recognizes excellence in trial advocacy and appellate practice. Members are to be commended for their exceptional service to the Mercer Advocacy Council and to the law school. Will the newest members of Mercer's Order of Barristers chapter please rise? Congratulations to each of you. Great job. The Brainerd Curry Honor Society is composed of students who have made valuable contributions to the intellectual fabric of the law school, have achieved academic excellence, have participated in law review or Mercer Advocacy Council, and other provided similar levels of service to the law school or legal community. Will the candidates of the Brainerd Curry Honor Society please rise? Congratulations, great work. Today, I also have the pleasure of congratulating the members of the class of 2023 who have been inducted into membership of the Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society. Phi Kappa Phi is a national honor society that recognizes and promotes academic excellence in all fields of higher education and engages its community of scholars in service to others. Will members of Phi Kappa Phi please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. Finally, we would like to acknowledge graduates who have successfully completed the certificate program in advanced legal writing, research, and drafting. Mercer developed the nation's first certificate program in advanced legal writing, research, and drafting to supplement its core curriculum and to better prepare students for their professional choices. Students in the certificate program complete an advanced research course, an advanced drafting course, a seminar, and 2 semesters in advanced writing group, as well as passing a grammar and style competency exam and preparing a comprehensive writing portfolio. At this time, will all graduates who have completed the certificate program in advanced legal writing and research and drafting please stand? Did an awesome job. Congratulations. Names of the Order of Barristers, Brainerd Curry Honor Society, Phi Kappa Phi, and Certificate Program in Advanced Legal Writing, Research, and Drafting honorees can be found in your program, along with the complete list of student awards that were presented earlier this week. I'm very proud of everyone in the class of 2023, and I look forward to following your successes as Mercer Law School alumni. Congratulations again.
The Chief Academic Officer of the university is our Provost, Dr. Scott Davis. Dr. Davis works closely with the deans of our 12 schools and colleges, especially the School of Law. Dr. Davis will now present the George Waldo Woodruff Award of Excellence.
Thank you, President Underwood. It's my special privilege today to present the 2023 George Waldo Woodruff Award of Excellence. The Woodruff Award was established to honor the memory of George W. Woodruff, a distinguished businessman, proponent of education, and a special friend of the law school. Mr. Woodruff's friendship and generosity made possible the purchase of the law school facility, and his bequest to the law school ensures its stability and success for years to come. The Woodruff Award is the most prestigious award a law student may receive, and it's given to the graduating student having the highest cumulative academic average for all 3 years of law study. At this time, I ask Jordan Shane Lipp to come forward. Jordan Shane Lipp, I'm pleased to present you the 2023 George Waldo Woodruff Award of Excellence. Please welcome the Editor-in-Chief of the Mercer Law Review, Travis Daniel Lyons. who will present the Reynold J. Kosick Excellence in Teaching Award.
Professor Fleischner, will you join me at the podium? Professor Fleischner, please accept this plaque on behalf of the Mercer Law Review in the class of 2023 in recognition of your distinguished career in legendary teaching.
Great to receive this from you. Dean Stedden will now present the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree.
Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree please rise? Give the next one. Y'all are clapping early, so we're gonna have to do that several times. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, President Underwood, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor. These candidates have been recommended by the faculty of Mercer Law School, approved by the Board of Trustees, and I now request that you confer upon them the degree of Juris Doctor.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Dean of the Mercer University School of Law, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the university, it is my great privilege to hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Juris Doctor. Congratulations to each of you.
I'm going to ask the graduates to remain standing so that I can read the charge. On behalf of the faculty, the administration, and the trustees of the university, I congratulate you on your achievements that have brought you to this important hour of recognition and commencement. The promise of learning neither began nor will it end with the law degree that you have earned today. Learning is a lifelong endeavor. Learning will carry you into new avenues of service and professional leadership. The completion of this academic degree signals a new era of expectation and achievement in your personal and professional lives. Your work and your relationships through this educational process have grown and matured by your resolve to seek the knowledge, by your willingness to think critically and reason analytically. Our charge to you is to take up the mantle of responsibility of learning and professional commitment with a devotion to habits of thought and habits of character that will enable you to see this day as a defining moment of your life. You have come to this day because you recognized your talent and potential, and because your loved ones, friends, and teachers have encouraged you to fulfill your dreams. What you have learned and the relationships that you have begun here are the foundation for your continued contributions and achievements in the months and years to come. Our challenge to you today as you embark on your professional life beyond the School of Law is to face each day with the strength to be thoughtful, the grace to be compassionate, the courage to engage your work with integrity, and the regard of respect. We congratulate you on your achievements as we seek to continue to encourage you and support your progress in the legal community. I now invite your loved ones and all of the staff and faculty of the School of Law to join you again in congratulating all of this wonderful class of 2023. You may be seated. In a moment, we will begin the hooding ceremony. This is what many of us have gathered here to witness, your loved one walking across the stage to be hooded and then presented with their letter commemorating this achievement. It is indeed a joyous occasion and a major milestone in each of these lives of their graduates. I'm going to ask you to do something that is going to be very difficult. On behalf of these graduates and the university, I ask that you wait until all of the names of the graduates have been called. So please hold your applause and celebratory outbursts. Refrain from noisemakers such as whistles, bells, or air horns. This ensures that everyone has a chance to hear the name of their loved one and that everyone has their moment on the stage befitting this momentous occasion. Having order and decorum is going to be challenging, but it does underscore the respect that these individuals have earned and that we want to convey to them. We appreciate your cooperation in making this event a tribute to the dedication and commitment through respectful observance. And I promise, once everybody walks across the stage, you can make any noise that you would like to celebrate them all. All right, so now I'm going to ask the president to join me at the podium, and I'll ask Catherine Louise Toomey to please come forward to be hooded. Catherine Louise Toomey, the Student Bar Association President for 2022-23, will call the names of the graduates of Mercer University's School of Law class of 2023.
Hello, everyone. Assisting in the commencement ceremony as hooders, selected by the class of 2023, are Professors James P. Fleissner, Timothy W. Floyd, Michael D. Sabbath, and Pamela A. Wilkins. Will Professors Timothy Floyd and Pamela A. Wilkins please come forward? And will the first row of graduates please rise? And will the marshals please escort the graduates into positions? As I read your name, please come forward to be hooded. Chris Alves. Bailey Elise Armstrong. Jessica Frances Ashton. Lily Anita Barlow, cum laude. Brian Curtis Barrett. Jessica Lindsay Batten, cum laude. Harrison Faith Blair. Alexandra Heather Bradley. Jasmine E. Brown. Morgan Lee Bryant Cook. Benjamin Patrick Kane. Kayla Shea Calloway. Catherine Page Carrasquillo. Bianca Chantal Carthern. Isaiah L. Chavez. Amanda L. Claxton. Thomas Powell Cobb. Bryce Patrick Colvin. Alasia Dalton. Kate Leona Daly. Logan Wallace Daniels. Tatiana Dobretsova. Emma Faircloth Duke. Sarah Annabella Inslee. Christopher Ryan Ferguson, cum laude. Brandon Michael Fitz. John David Flowers, cum laude. Sierra Dawn Fountain. Natasha K. Frank. Winston Williams Gammon. John J. Gasho. Riley Glover. Maritza Fabiola Tanatzin Gonzalez Cid. William Smith Graddick. Dejan L. Griffin, cum laude. Molly Douglas Guillory. Jonathan M. Hall. Bailey Thomas Hankins, cum laude. Rebecca Jean Harden. Nicholas Edward Haroff. Hannah Nicole Harris. Warren Hedgepeth, cum laude. Henry R. Hibbert, magna cum laude. Chance Kane Hingson. Sedelia Lynn Hobbs. Alexandra Hofstetter. Joseph Rudy Holguin, cum laude. Sydney Lynn Gibson Horn. John Carey Howell. Kimberly Taylor Jurgensen. Kiana Tamira Johnson. Tyler Jonathan Kahali. Jasmine Keeler. Andrew C. Kendall, magna cum laude. Ransom Jackson Klinger. Thank you, Professor Floyd and Professor Wilkins. Will Professors James P. Fleissner and Michael D. Sabbath please come forward to hood the remainder of the class of 2023? Sandra Elizabeth Coleman. Zaria May Miracle Lagrune, cum laude. Rebecca Shea Lawrence, magna cum laude. Juliana Ledden. Sorry. Alyssa R. Ledoux, cum laude. Jordan Shane Lip, summa cum laude. Samantha O'Brien Thompson Lip, magna cum laude. Portia Kiana Lockett. Jessica Luna, magna cum laude. Travis Daniel Lines, cum laude. Rebecca Gretchen Mabe. Julia Maxwell, cum laude. Catherine Kennedy McKnight. Paige Shannon Medinger. Dina Maria Mentonis. Madison Lee Mermelstein. Austin Moyer. Caitlin Camille Miles, cum laude. Olivia Marie Nation. Lily Brooke Nichols, cum laude. Chandler Norville. Kevin Brendan Ofchus. Brooks Parker. Hannah Tracy Parker, cum laude. Douglas Neal Parks. Seth Phillips. Hannah Grayson Presley, cum laude. Stella Larice Preston, cum laude. Emily Ann Ramos. Baxter Dewey Ray. Ryan Reed, cum laude. Taylor Marie Reinberger. Nathan Alexander Rhodes. John Hunter Rodriguez, cum laude. Bridges Murray Rowland. Megan Romeo. Rhett G. Rycroft, cum laude. Samuel Richard Shaw. Stone Sermons. Lindsay Amanda Smallwood. Lily Nicole Smith. Nathaniel Stinson, Jr. Jordan Wendell Stone, cum laude. Andrew Keith Swan. Brandon Tamani. Kenneth A. Tugall. Madison Brooke Voiles, cum laude. Benjamin Douglas Walker, cum laude. Matthew Brannon Waters. Nicholas Anthony Welch. William Landrum Wheeler. Sarah Ann White, summa cum laude. Amira Taisha Marie Williams. LaShane Dolores Wilson, excuse me. Marilyn D. Yingling, cum laude. Grace Cooper Young. Thank you, Professor Fleissner and Professor Sabbath. Today we have several special graduates who have chosen to be joined by family members who are themselves graduates of Mercer Law School. I will announce the name of each of these graduates and the name of the family member who will accompany them. Peter Thomas Alford Jr., accompanied by his father, Peter Thomas Alford Sr., class of 1988. Moritz Devon Holloway II, cum laude, accompanied by his cousin Talia Brianna Davis, cum laude, class of 2017. Zachary Aaron Mullinax, summa cum laude, accompanied by his fiancée, Eliza Guda, summa cum laude, class of 2022. Clay McEwen Pasante, accompanied by his father, Brian John Pasante, cum laude, class of 1986, and uncle Leonard Dean Myers, Jr., class of 1997. Catherine Elizabeth Preby, accompanied by her father, Jason Keith Preby, class of 1994. Anna Elizabeth Woodard Roeder, accompanied by her father, Stephen Paul Woodard, class of 2001. Jeremy Connor Simpson, accompanied by his brother, Jonathan Lee Simpson, class of 2011. Kate McCrae Tunison, accompanied by her father, James G. Tunison Jr., class of 1988. Abigail Lark Wheeler, accompanied by her uncle, the Honorable William Franklin Brogdon, who received the first joint JD MBA at Mercer, class of 1982. Congratulations.
Well, this has been a grand celebration. Congratulations to all of these new graduates. We're proud of every one of you. Sarah Gerwig will now give the benediction. Following the benediction, please remain in place until after the recessional. Would you all please rise?
I have one final item of business, since this is not over till we pray and then process. Would Tatiana Dobritsova and Emma Faircloth Duke, since we're all standing, would you just give a sign about where you're standing? Their honors were inadvertently omitted when their names were read, and it's important to get this right. They both graduated summa cum laude. Would you give that? All right, now it's time to pray. Graduates, may all you've sacrificed seem nothing to what is gained. May all you've lost be restored to you manyfold. The last few years have been preparing you and building up to this sending forth. Please return to us, alumni. But may you go forth now. May all of us go forth with this resolve. May our feet take us forth from this place on the path we were meant to walk. May our hands reach out to others to offer and to accept help. May our mouths speak for those who have no voice and to give thanks for what we receive. May our minds bring both knowledge and judgment to the challenges we face in our and in our clients' lives. May our hearts break at others' suffering, at injustice and cruelty, but leap with joy at our and others' successes. May our spirits rejoice in humility, in love, and in the good, and in deep fulfillment. And may we seek justice, love mercy, and walk humbly, though joyfully, as we go forth into this day and into the rest of our lives. Amen.